It's a warm summer night. You and your friends are at a party being good kids and just having a good time. Once it gets late enough, you decide it's time to go home for the night. It seems like a normal drive home until BAM! Your car gets hit by another car and causes an accident. After getting released from the hospital, you find out it was one of your classmates who had hit you and remember that they were drinking at the party and must have decided to drive home drunk. Sadly, your classmate did not make it home through the night. This is one of the many effects of underage drinking. If people, especially minors, would stop drinking and driving, then a lot of lives could be saved. It may not be possible to get all minors to stop drinking, because if they want to drink, they will find a way. But there is a way to reduce the amount of accidents caused by underage drinking. While underage drinking is still frowned upon and illegal, there is a possibility that allowing minors to drink in their homes with parents' consent could reduce the amount of underage drinking accidents. Alcohol is the most commonly used and abused drug among youth in the U.S., more than tobacco and illicit drugs. It is also responsible for more than 4,300 deaths of underage minors per year. A lot of these deaths are due to drunk driving or getting alcohol poisoning from drinking too much. Now, if minors were allowed to drink at home and their parents can control their alcohol intake and make sure they do not go near a vehicle after drinking alcohol, then this would greatly reduce the amount of underage drinking accidents. Every individual's morals affect their belief on alcohol consumption. For those who don't consume alcohol, this topic still applies to you because if minors were allowed to drink in their homes, they would be less likely to be out driving and therefore less likely to harm others due to their mistakes. According to USA.gov, in 2010, 56% of drivers aged 15 to 20 years old who were killed in motor vehicle crashes after drinking and driving were not wearing a seatbelt. Now, allowing them to drink at home under parental supervision will prevent them from even entering a vehicle and therefore preventing them from even having a chance to not wear a seatbelt. All should be in support of this because even though we may all not consume alcohol, we would rather keep the minors off the roads if they do choose to drink. Underage drinking affects everyone, whether it be yourself drinking and making a bad decision, a friend doing the same, or you being the victim of an accident due to a drunk driver. The way to reduce the amount of accidents caused by underage drinking is to keep them off the roads. 8% of minors have driven after consuming alcohol. The three leading causes of death for 15 to 24-year-olds are automobile crashes, homicides, and suicides. Alcohol is a leading factor in all three. We are victims to drunk driving even though we do not all consume alcohol. Every day in America, another 28 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes. And every 2 minutes, a person is injured in a drunk driving crash. If minors were allowed to drink at home under parental supervision and consent, their parents would be able to monitor their alcohol intake and make sure they do not leave the house. This will keep kids off the road and therefore reduce the amount of accidents caused by underage drinking. After drinking at home, they will learn the responsibility that comes with being able to drink and will be less likely to go out and binge drink while partying with friends. They will also realize that underage drinking is not that cool and their curiousness about consuming alcohol will go away. Therefore, they will not drink and drive. If we were to allow minors to drink in their homes under parental consent and supervision, we wouldn't have to worry about all the underage drunk drivers out on the roads. You'll be able to sleep worry-free knowing that the roads are safer and parents will know their kids are safe in the house instead of wondering where they are and wondering if they're drinking and driving or not. The amount of drunk driving accidents would decline. So go out and tell any minors who you may believe are underage drinking about the consequences that follow, especially if they are not doing so responsibly. Underage drinking is in no way acceptable or illegal, but minors are going to drink if they want to. So why not at least try to reduce the risk of underage drinking accidents by allowing kids to drink in their homes with parental consent and supervision? Have them ask their parents if they would rather have them be drinking at a party and driving home drunk, or drinking under parental supervision at home, reducing the risk of underage drinking accidents. In 2012, 239 child passengers under age 15 were killed in drunk driving crashes, representing 20% of all child traffic fatalities. Of those, more than half were passengers in a vehicle with a drunk driver. Underage drinking not only affects the one consuming the alcohol, but also affects those who surround the one underage drinking, such as family, friends, or maybe just citizens that feel the effect of drunk driving when they are victims of a crash. 9 out of 10 American teens report that drinking is not worth the consequences it can cause. But let's face it, kids are still going to find a way to drink if they want to. So why not offer them an option that benefits everyone's safety?